So FM21 is now officially out, and that means the start of my full release save. And for this year, I'm going to be taking a trip across country to take charge of Boreham Wood. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 1 of One Team, One Dream, Into the Woods. My name is James, and on today's episode, we will be taking a first look at the team that I'll be managing in FM21, Boreham Wood FC. We'll be having a little look through the club, the team, possible tactics, and what my plans are going forward. So here we are. I have just booted up the save, just updated the game this morning. And here we have Boreham Wood today have confirmed the appointment of James Williams as club's new manager. So Boreham Wood are in the National League. They have 1.5 star reputation, a very funky home kit there. I've also had a look at their away kit, and I'm loving that. If this save goes well, I might end up getting one myself. So Boreham Wood play at Meadow Park with a 4,500 capacity. We have average training facilities, excellent youth facilities, and excellent youth recruitment. And those two there are some of the main reasons why I've chosen Boreham Wood this year. I really wanted to focus on developing the youth in my save. It's something that I've loved doing in previous years, and I feel that especially at a lower level, where youth and free transfers are very important. I thought it would be very cool to kind of focus on more of the youth style things. So coming into a club where they have excellent facilities for youth and recruitment straight away is going to be a paramount. So last season, Boreham Wood finished in 5th with a media prediction of 10th for this year, which hopefully should be achievable. So this is the team report for best starting 11. So by the looks of it, based on the players that are available at the moment, they're looking at playing a 4-2-3. Definitely something I would consider, especially if we have got very strong wing backs, but could possibly even push that into a back four if we've got a decent defensive midfield and maybe push into a diamond. But also that's something I'll be looking at. We've only got one player who is currently on loan from Newport County, who's currently a 3.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability, 29-year-old. So somebody with good experience. So the club vision and the club culture. So the club culture is to strive to make progress on and off the pitch. That to me is going to be the focus really for my save. Is I really like building up the club, not only just in league position, but also in reputation, financially, stature, star ratings, and really kind of grow the club throughout the save. So in terms of the 5-year plan, work within the wage budget. That's boilerplate. That is absolutely fine. Now, the board expect us to reach playoffs minimum. Now, that's different to the media. The media are expecting a 10th place finish, but the board expect much more than that. They also expect us to reach the first round and to reach the 4th round of the FA Trophy. Work towards becoming self-sustainable. That fits with what I want to do in this game, and develop the Vanarama National's best youth system. Again, fits with what I really want to do. I mean, looking forward, obviously, this is obviously going to change as thing goes on. Work towards gaining promotion to League 2. That's got to be a target anyway, and it's the same kind of moving forward. Obviously, that will change as the save develops. So that out of the way, we are now into the main game with my first day in charge of the club. So we've got players at last year the contract. Straight away I can see some high star ratings, so more than likely we'll be looking at things like that. One thing I will actually look is straight away is trigger that extension clause. Anytime I can trigger extension clause, I will do. So I'm going to go through some of these bits and pieces. Obviously some of these bits we've already seen, and then we can start having a little look at the team, start having a look around the club and seeing obviously what our plans are going to be for this season. So here is our squad. I'm looking at the moment sort of at the reports. So if we shuffle by ability now, so one of the best players currently at the club is a 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, attacking left winger, and actually an inverted winger, Sorba Thomas, who is an English 21-year-old winger. I mean, straight away that says to me that we should either be playing with wide men, which counts out the 5-3-2, although we could play it, I suppose, as a 5-2-1-2. If we want to play him in attacking midfield, but obviously mainly his best ability is going to be out on the wing. So that says a slight change in formation straight away. Our next best player Here's a wing back, but on the other side, so on the right hand side, 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, 24-year-old. This guy looks really, really good. Really good natural finish, determination, crossing, some key areas, but still pretty good in defense with tackling of 12. His positioning and passing could definitely be worked on, and his stamina isn't great, which makes me think that actually playing with wingers is probably going to be of benefit there, because he won't have to be running the line himself, so it won't put too much strain on his stamina. Next player we have Kambongo Shimanga. I'm going to take a shot. Apologies if I completely butchered his name there. Is the 23-year-old striker, 4-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Now this is going to be quite an interesting one. I tried to offer him a new contract. He's currently on £650 a week. He wanted $2,500 a week. He also wanted to treat the club as a stepping stone, which I originally rejected. So, looks like this guy may not be long for this club. We'll see how the season goes. Hopefully, if we do well, he might want to stay. But if it looks like that we're going to be in this league next season, it may be that we try and push him in January before he goes for free. So the next player is a right-sided winger. This guy is on loan from Newport. This is the guy we saw at the beginning, who is a 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Now, when we looked at his report, it did say that he was in fact a attacking midfielder, and actually, looking at the green there, he is actually that his natural preference as either an advanced playmaker or an attacking midfielder, but he can play out wide, and actually, according to his star ratings, is better as a winger, but isn't as comfortable out there. So maybe that's something we'll look at, especially if we want to play maybe something like a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder, playing kind of 3 up top with the 2 wingers and a standalone striker. He may be the guy that goes out on the right hand side. And this, I presume, is going to be our starting goalkeeper. 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Nathan Ashmore, English, 29-year-old, 6'2". So he's pretty good in terms of height, and some really nice stats there. Not sure, 100% sure about the aggression, but maybe as a goalkeeper that might be a useful attribute to have. But really good communication, really good reflexes. Leadership's only 11, so maybe he's not the man to be necessarily captain, but he could be something as a vice, depending on who is currently in those roles. Now, if we search via age, one thing I did notice earlier, we have a really exciting youth player in the first team squad. So this is Ricky Fagan, who is a 16-year-old English striker. 2.5-star current ability, a full 5-star potential ability, be it with 1 white star. Some really nice attributes already on dribbling, first touch, composure. All really nice stuff. Pretty good technique as well. Maybe the physicals are ones really to develop, but he sounds like he could be an exciting prospect. Now, I think, as you'll notice, this guy is a new gen, and the reason for that was because I actually asked the game at the beginning, you can tick some of the boxes at the beginning of the game, to add players to teams that needed it, especially if they had greyed out players. Now, it appears actually done it in the first team as well. I was hoping actually there would have been enough players in the first team anyway, but one thing I presume it has done as well is, as you can see here straight away, it has added players to the under-18s. So this was just in case there wasn't enough players in the under-18s to kind of set us forward. It has given us it's given us some really nice players straight away. Another 16-year-old striker here, Nicholas McKinnon, who 2.5-star current ability, again 4 to 5-star potential ability, good finishing, good first touch, good natural fitness, decisions, flair. He is a really nice player. If anything, he's the one I probably want in the first team squad. Maybe dropping Finnegan down into the under 18s. But yeah, some really nice prospects in here as well. This gives us a good starting position in our first season. Obviously, looking forward to then the youth intake in March. So I'm going to go through the team properly, and then I'll come back when I've decided on some tactics. So I've had a little look through the team, and this is a tactic that I've initially settled on. Obviously, this will change as the preseason goes on, and this isn't necessarily the exact starting 11 that will start the first game of the season. But these are the players that currently seem to suit best in terms of star ratings based on the formation. So we obviously have a back four with wing backs and 2 standard central defenders. We then have an advanced playmaker and a ball winning midfielder in central midfield. Now, This is a pairing I didn't really use on FM20. It may be a pairing that gets changed around. Maybe we may have a Carrilero and or box-to-box midfielder next to the ball-winning midfielder, or maybe the playmaker with the box-to-box. We'll see how kind of that goes. But these seem to be the two that fit the players that are in the starting 11 initially. We have an inverted winger and a normal winger out wide, with a front two of an advanced forward and a pressing forward, which will work well as we have a secondary tactic set up at the moment, which is a fluid counter-attack, and is the 5-2-1-2 that was mentioned at the beginning in the original team report. I wouldn't necessarily use this as a starting tactic, but I think as a defensive tactic this could work very nice. Or if we get a major injury to any of our wingers, and we can't necessarily field a full winger set, we can then push this inside, especially as Thomas can play inside as well. He can come inside, and obviously then we'll just play with wing backs. But for the time being, we're going to do the wing play 4-2-4. But if we go on to the team report and then squad depth, this I think for us, this is where I'm going to start in terms of who I'm looking to bring in. So straight away, we can see we've got a couple of options, obviously as striker up front, which is really nice, and a couple of youngsters as well. Winger maybe is somewhere where I look to bring somebody extra. We've only got 3 players in that area there. Midfield is one where we've currently got a couple of key players. I know the current captain is a central midfield player, and so we've got a couple of leaders in the central there, but maybe upgrade or look to the obviously the youth squad to see what we've got in there. In terms of defensively, right back, we've got a very good right back, but outside of that, we are going to struggle. I don't know if either of these. So Danny Woodard's is 36. Probably look to move him on. And we've got Charlie Wickham, who is 19 years old, but doesn't have a strong amount of potential. So maybe we look to bring in a right back. Maybe one additional defender, depending on what we can find. And we do have a couple of good options at left back, so maybe that's an area that we'll only look at if we really do get the opportunity to. In terms of goalkeeper, we have a 3.5 star current ability goalkeeper, so he'll be starting, and then we have a 5-star potential Ryan Huddard, who's probably one of our based on star rating, probably one of our best prospects, 23-year-old, so he'll be the backup for this season. Depending on how things go, we may give him some cup match time, but at the very least we know we've got a good player in the wings developing to come forward if and when Ashmore looks to move on. So in terms of how I see this save going, obviously I just want to build the club. I'm really going to focus on the club vision, and I think that the club philosophy and the club vision are really fit with how I like to play the game. I'm really excited about this save. Obviously, I'm going to go through the pre-season now, do the transfers, and then I'm going to try and get an episode out on Thursday, which will be hopefully the first match of the season. So if you're excited to see how my new save gets on and enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of all new Boreham Wood episodes, as well as the continuing Bournemouth episodes, which I also have running, that will run through until the end of that season. And thank you very much for watching.